Divine Spirit and gracious Creator, we are all here to open ourselves up unconditionally to your divine assistance and continued direction. As well as receiving your healing and guidance, we are fully open and ready to receive and note signs and blessings. We are truly grateful and thank you. Amen. Please settle your minds and focus on your crown chakra. And when you are ready, open it for the Spirit to supply you with its source of energy. As it enters your crown chakra, then moving on to the brow chakra. Then go down to the throat chakra, onto the heart chakra, and work its way down to the solar plexus chakra, further down to the sacral chakra, and then down to the base root chakra. Allow the spirit energy source to visit all your minor chakras to maximize our potential in this circle. Let the energy settle in your body, and when you are ready, move your focus back to your heart chakra and start linking with all other members of this circle unconditionally. Set your intentions on the task we agreed, please, to maximize our ability to make the link to spirit that we need to achieve. We've come together on the earth plane with the purpose of receiving answers to our questions from our spirit guides and advisors that are happy to link with us. I would like to start by introducing members of our circle here tonight. My name is Neil, and with me today is Donna D, Sharon, Donna, Adrian, Pam, and Sue. I would like to welcome all members of the Spirit Circle and thank you for believing in us. As we try to lift our energy level sufficiently to enable you to bridge and make contact through our mediums, we are focusing and offering you the opportunity to link through us. Please link directly through your choice of medium. And if more than one spirit is happy to link through another medium at the same time, please do so. Where possible, we would appreciate confirmation that we have achieved a link. As we try to lift our energy levels in our own circle and with the help of our own guides and others in spirit, we look forward to making the connection to the Spirit Circle. When we have achieved that, could you confirm when you are ready for questions to communicate with us, please?
The human mind is a wonderful thing, but it has to be treated with respect, has to be exercised, rested, balanced, and cleansed. Would you please take 3 deep breaths in your own time and at your own depth? Then imagine a light coming from your heart, linking to each person individually. You may feel a slight tingling with the healing this evening. Please don't let this concern you. louder.
Good evening.
Louder, and thank you to you for letting me join this evening.
You're very welcome. Have you been with us before?
Yes and no. I sit on the other side, as you would say.
Okay. So I suppose what I'm trying to say is this the first time you've actually made a connection through one of our mediums?
Yes, to come through.
Oh, thank you. As you know, if you've observed, I tend to ask if there's any life that you've had that you'd like to use as an example, briefly, to show us the highs and lows of that life and what you experienced in it. Are you happy to do that?
Yes, I will try. So my name is
Thank-
Tasari.
Tessari is the.
Tasari, yes.
Thank you.
But if you wish to call me Ari, that is fine.
Okay.
So I was trying to remember or how to describe the place that I lived. The
Okay.
place that I lived is now underwater. It is in the South Pacific. It would be an island near Tonga.
Okay. Happened to it, Ari, for it to disappear?
The water level rose, the sea rose.
Okay.
It took many places that you no longer see.
Okay.
There was different civilizations at the time,
Yeah.
and my role in that particular lifetime was I was known as, in our language back then, would be Starseer. So I
What
would
would we understand that as in our language?
maybe astronomer,
Okay. Yep.
somebody who watched and mapped the stars and alignments. I would make note of these.
So do you understand all the complexities to do with alignments and the connections and the energy transfers through such things?
Sort of, in the sense that
Okay.
I took upon this as more of a, you would say, hobby initially.
Okay.
Where we came from, things like that was normally passed down from generation to generation.
Yeah.
So it would be the family members that would normally take these roles. And I
So
was
did you
just,
inherit? Yeah. Did you inherit that all?
yes,
Relative.
I I was intrigued and
Yeah.
very interested. My friend, it was his life and his dad's life, his father's life. I found it very relaxing. Initially, it started off as just, like I say, a hobby, as you would say. I did have my day to day chores of, I'm trying to think how you would describe it. It would be you live very different lives.
Was it a simpler life to how we're living now? And did it have a community or tribal involvement with it?
You would see it as tribal.
Yeah.
The I used to move around and help with building. Um, our civilization was advanced, I would say,
Okay.
but in life's in life would be more simple. There would be a
Okay.
mm, simpler way of doing things.
Yeah.
Time was on our hands. We saw it as we was the master of time, not the time master of us.
Okay. I understand that. I do understand that. Yeah.
I turned my hand to many things, but it was the stars that drew me. Then I started to move around our lands and make note and take note of the alignments from different positions and different heights.
Okay.
I would climb great heights. I would also find the lowest points as well.
Did you have a form of technology, Ari, to make your measurements?
Yes, we would have instruments
Yeah.
similar to what you would use on your ships, your sailing ships.
Yeah. I think you mean is it sextants and things like that?
Yes, yes.
Yeah.
With the lenses and the metals that we had in those days.
Okay. Were there a lot more metals that you had then than we have now?
I would say there'd be less metals. A lot of the instruments were made from brass, as you would call it in terms of colour. It
Yeah.
wasn't quite as heavy.
Okay. So you were advanced then, because if you could create those, you must have been.
Yes, there was many of us are like this
Okay.
from around the planet. It was more connected than people thought. Not
I
with
was
their,
going to ask. Yeah, I was going to ask you that. In those times, were there many connections around the planet? That you were aware of other nations and societies?
yes, we would have, you would maybe know them as the seven, that come and uh, taught us around the planet,
Okay.
gave us
Okay.
their teachings, and then there would be a few to go around to collect knowledge, to share knowledge. We was not as fortunate as you are today to be able to have many different transportations around.
Yeah.
But we learned a
So,
lot from the stories.
yeah. So, in a way, were they spiritual advisors that made their way around to communicate?
Yes, as well.
Okay.
We deem them as descendants of the divine.
Yeah. Yeah. I mean, historically now, as you know, they're compared to gods, but those of us that have come on this path know that that was probably used at the time that was relevant.
Yes, I was going to say that some would see them as gods.
Yeah.
But we learnt in later lives that they were not.
Yeah. Yeah.
But they did try to create a life and a way for us all.
Yeah. As you gained energy, Ari, knowledge, I mean, as you gained knowledge about astronomy and the stars, did you become relied upon to advise others in your community? You know, when you could interpret what was happening, if they needed to know or be involved?
Only upon the time of major things, of
Yeah.
alignments,
Yeah.
is what I could do. I did not have all the knowledge that my friend and his father did, because that was, I sort of took a different path for them. You would
Okay.
see it as another experiment alongside their work.
Okay.
We try to move things forward and differently from what we was told, to try and find out if all things were true.
Okay.
Does this make sense? Right? Rather than go off what was told and what we
Yeah.
saw, I try to take it upon myself with my friend to try and push boundaries
Yeah.
to see if we could find new alignments
Okay.
or
The
anything
only
unusual.
Yeah. The only thing I can compare what you're saying to is that when you're taught mathematics, or when I was taught mathematics, we were told to use certain theorems which produce certain results. But later in the study, we were able to look closer and try and convince ourselves how the theorem worked and why it worked. But you could only do that when you'd had the base information to start with. Is that similar?
Yes, this is exactly what we were trying to do.
Okay.
We were trying to progress, but we was also trying to see whether something that was made or taught to us as being very complicated was actually as complicated as
Yeah.
it was, and that we could try and bring things to others that didn't have to have a family way, or things that knowledge could be spread to others more simplified.
Yeah. I'm in tune with that because if you're trying to pass on knowledge to as many people, simplicity works more than complex scenarios that they can't get their mind around.
We was finding that, especially as my life got older, that it helped people more to move forward.
Yeah.
That you can always learn something different apart from what you are told you can learn. I feel it worked well.
Mm. I
I
mean,
like to.
I'm not. Yeah.
I was just going to only say that I like to learn, but I like to teach and pass on things.
Yeah. I've always felt that in our scientific communities, it's when scientists are looking for something that they've been told should happen and they actually find something totally different and make major discoveries in that way.
I feel as well that if they involved more people that weren't always scientists, they
Yeah,
would make more breakthroughs rather than trying to keep it within their own community.
I agree with you there. But I also think, depending on how someone's been taught like a scientist, they're meant to have open minds, and sometimes what they've been shown and taught gives them blinkers. They forget to take their blinkers off. So they miss it. They miss a discovery.
This is why I wanted to do
Mm.
what I did my way, and my friend did as well, rather
Yeah,
than just being told by his father. He wanted to find out things for himself.
yeah. I applaud you both for that.
It was hard work sometimes, but the reward to see the smile on people's faces, also the feedback and the ideas that would come back from them to
Yeah.
expand upon what we did.
Are you able to give me an example of something that you took back to the people and eventually helped them in a significant way?
One of them was the alignment of what you know as Cyrus,
Okay.
with what you also know as, is it Ursula Major?
Okay. Yeah.
When they come into alignment on their cycle, was a time that we used to see as locking down the hatches, we used to call it. It was a time that worked out to be that there was difficult times with the weather.
I was going to say, did it affect the weather pattern?
You wouldn't think it would, just an alignment of two planets for so far away.
Mm.
But it just goes to show how the energy deflects and reflects around the solar systems.
Yeah. Just to remind me, Ari, is Sirius what we know as the dog star? Or have I
Yes.
got that wrong?
No, this
Okay.
is what you do call it, the dog star, yes.
So as it's a star, then it's a major power source. Is that right? Or transmitter?
Yes. We would have
Okay.
also called it a little bit of an amplifier.
All right. Yeah.
More so at certain times. But yes, we would see it as an amplifier.
Okay. That's, I enjoyed listening to that. Made a lot of sense to me. I mean, I don't profess to know how and why, but we do know planets affect our weather patterns generally anyway. So, but again, I'm not a scientist, so I can't explain that.
I felt it was a thing that you would have intrigued you and answered some questions for you as well.
Yeah. I always get, as you know, through this link, I always get the opportunity to ask questions, but every answer I get gives me another list of questions, which is good for me and good for my mind.
We enjoy helping you with this.
Good. Thank you. So are you happy for me to jump into my question list?
Yes,
Okay.
I will answer what I can.
As usual, they are sort of randomly created, so I'll just jump in if I may. I suppose linking to the stars, but in a different form, are horoscopes scientific or spiritual? And how do we know they are actually accurate for us as individuals? Or are they a load
They
of
are,
rubbish?
they are spiritual. they are more accurate than you think they are. Obviously, they
Yeah.
can be interpreted because there are so many people that interpret them.
Yeah.
They give great advice, but they give great faith and hope within them. Anybody can. Relate to how they work
Okay.
and live their lives by them. I have been trying to. I am glad you asked this question because when I passed, in spirit, this is one of the things I always was interested in, is how they started, where they came from, who gave the information. As I say, who, obviously, in spirit, we are not human,
Yeah.
but
Yeah. Yeah.
I still find myself in circles, and I am probably no further on than where I was to start with. But this does not deter me. I think it is one of these things that I have more understanding of them. And I just think it is given not as a gift, but it is a given trade to certain individuals at different times,
Okay.
to how to interpret them and how the information is given.
Okay.
But I have found out that this given is in a circular motion around groups of spirit that return. I think they pass it through when they are back in spirit with us.
All right.
It is almost like how can I say this? Like a little secret, but everybody will get to find out eventually. Like a little present for that
Yeah.
moment.
Yeah. Is it another mechanism that spirit use to provide advice to those that, let's just say, don't receive a message in another form?
Most definitely.
Okay. But again, I suppose what you've highlighted is, while I was learning to access my mediumship skills, part of the real issue is learning how to interpret the information we're given so that it's meaningful for the person we're bringing a message to.
Yes, most definitely. But also
Mm.
when you start your development, and especially in your groups, but not everybody goes to the groups.
Yeah.
But in the groups, when you may read one person as you do, you can see how a lot of you will get the same information. It is given in a way You interpret it in your own way, but you can still give out that
Yeah.
same message.
I agree with you in terms of the mediums. All our methods are different in our group. So we don't compare, but it's learning how to pass it on in a way that the person receiving the message can actually understand what it really means for them.
But it is also, as well as people do not understand this, do not link like you do, but you do this with no books. You just talk and communicate with one another on how you do it, and you advise each other. But there is no written rule book. Yet you
Mm.
all help each other progress through your journey.
Yeah, we try to.
Books are fantastic, but the way you link with one another, also not realizing that with this you are channeling our information for you through your voices.
Yeah,
Then realizing afterwards, how did I just say that? I didn't know it myself.
yeah.
This is how it used to be done. But it frightened people.
It can still do that to some people if you're not careful.
Yes, we do not understand why, considering we all start and come from spirit to take the light.
Yeah. The only thing I can put it down to is there is so much I know information travels with us. In a lot of the sections of our life or the chapters in our life, it's clearly blocked until you actually need to access that information or that ability.
Yes,
And it varies. It does vary. It's nothing to do with age here on the earth plane.
absolutely not.
Wonderful when you get your wake up call. It's really wonderful. Okay, I'd like to take a different tack now, please, Ari, if it's okay.
Yes.
In spirit, can you see the future for us? And if you can, why do you bother directing us? Why not just leave our lives to take its planned course?
I can say this, that we can see certain events of a life. It sounds a little bit contradictory that when you pick a life, you almost read the book before you live it.
Yeah, yeah,
But for others that are still in spirit and guiding people, we can see more. We can see what's coming, but you still have the freedom of choice for that to turn off your path or
yeah.
your journey.
Okay.
Even though it has an end goal and stuff, things can change with your own decisions and actions from others. But we are there to guide and to help.
Yeah.
But there's no point. I can see what you're saying is if we know and we just push you in directions, then everything would be good. But we take our life for specific reasons,
Yeah.
and
I understand.
those of us that guide you are also on our own journey at the same time for us to
Yeah. Okay.
learn. So we can access things, but some things are even blocked from us at that point as well.
No, that's what I was going to ask you. For you to do your job as a guide, I've ended up assuming that certain things are blocked from you because as a guide, you're working with us, not against us. And if you knew too much, maybe you wouldn't involve yourself in the way that you do as a guide.
Yes, we know enough.
Yeah, that's what I meant. That's a better way of putting it. Thank you. Okay, thank you for that. So, leading on from that, then, as our earthbound lives are more or less pre planned in some way, are they in spirit too? So, like you, your life in spirit, is it a very similar existence in terms of your development?
I would say no, but if you was to analyze it, then yes, there must be a certain plan. Other
Yeah,
things wouldn't keep ticking in emotion.
yeah.
But I don't think it's on so much as a individual basis
Oh, okay, okay.
as more of a hmm, group conglomerate. I'm not sure how to word it, but
Maybe universal direction.
yes, yes, you can do. You certainly have more freedom.
Is it the role of the elders or the ascendant masters to actually try and keep everyone in spirit, how can I say, unified in that manner?
I think it's just a general knowing of what you just need to do.
Okay,
The elders and, as you would say, the ascended masters, they are there for help and advice. They do not really, they're there for direction as well.
yeah,
But them in particular, especially as you would call it, the ascended masters, but they're ascended because of their life on earth, as you would see it. When they
yeah,
come back to spirit, yes, they are very, you would say, powerful and knowledgeable.
yeah,
But here you would see them probably just as another elder or another master guide or teacher.
yeah,
It all depends on your perception of what planet they lived and grew their experience from.
yeah. Okay, I understand that.
The energy that would come from what you class as the archangels, they are a different. type of energy altogether.
Okay.
They do not tend to live a full life of a physical form,
Yeah,
if
okay.
any at all.
Yep.
They might flip into a life, switch souls for a part, and come back out again.
Yeah. Okay.
This is on a very rare occasion.
What's their main role, Ari?
Healing,
Yeah.
love, guidance, but for the masses, as you would call it.
Okay.
It's not necessarily super intelligence, as you would call it. It is they really know how to use their energy and how they would link it to so many at the same, as you would say, in time.
Okay.
With such love and compassion and strength about it. It is amazing how they do it. If you ask them how to do it, they will share it with you.
Okay.
But I think this is something that they are created with to do. As a guide, we can do it individually and maybe for one or two if we're guiding a couple of lives at the same time. But to do it on the level they do it is a different thing altogether.
Do they ever add to their numbers by adopting spirits to become their emissaries? If you know what I
Yes,
mean.
yes, they can.
Hmm.
Yes, if you wish to become like them, you can. They will share and help grow you.
Okay. Okay. I just wondered, it's probably my mathematical mother, that was a mechanism that they use to bring healing to more people at the same time by working through them.
Yes, it's a fascinating thing
Okay.
to witness when they are at work.
So do you get the opportunity to make contact with them, Ari?
Yes, if you wish to.
Yeah.
Like if you call them in an earth life, they will come to you.
Yeah. Thank you for that. That's good. Who decides when our earthbound lives should end and what actually causes it? You know, how do you press that button? If that makes sense.
This is unknown to me on how this happens.
Okay.
As you choose a life, you see it as it could be, might not necessarily be, should be, and the reasons behind it but how they are written or shown it is beyond my level of how it is done.
Mm. I'm presuming in some cases when you're choosing a life, you might make to choose a life where, for instance, you may pass earlier than the average because maybe you've achieved the experiences you came to experience in that lifetime. I don't know.
It is a unusual thing because we can, in spirit, you can choose a life to jump to start, and as you say, it might end early because you only need to live part of that life. But
Yeah,
as the human, the understanding for the family around it is why they have gone.
yeah,
But as you're working together, it just works. But it is very difficult, whilst living that life, the understanding of when a loved one goes too quickly or for no reason that you can understand at the time.
I mean, part of the dilemma that I've experienced is a lot of human souls expect everyone to live a long and fruitful life. When it doesn't happen, they can't grasp that maybe they're not meant to know why. They've lost a loved one.
Yes, I
That
think
in itself, I suppose,
is one of the
gives them
biggest lessons.
the experience of overcoming that emotional situation. So it's a learning experience in a way, isn't it?
Yes.
You can't tell them that because they're too emotional.
Again, this is
You
why
know?
we take a life on the earth,
Yeah,
and maybe more than just a few lives.
yeah, yeah,
A saying you would know is, it's not for the faint-hearted.
yeah. Sure, absolutely. Yeah,
It is a very precious place within the universe. Some see it as a playground, others would see it as more of an advanced lesson.
yeah. Okay, I understand that. Yeah. So leading on from that, then, do spirit ever take action to remove a human soul who abuses their control of others? And at what point does the soul cross the point of no return? Do you ever take action where it's totally abused to remove them?
Every for those that abuse their position,
Yeah,
I'll give it every opportunity available to them. Spirit will intervene using those around them, because in a lot of cases you can no longer help the spirit within.
Yeah.
Termination or early calling back
Yeah.
is taken only as a last resort.
Okay, but it can happen. That's what I'm asking.
But we try to use
Yeah.
you may say, manipulation from those around
Yeah.
them to make them see and open.
Okay. Yeah.
But it is to see the strength within the other spirits around them, to awaken to what they have been following.
So in a way, you're using that situation to give the others around them a different experience, a different dilemma, a different decision to take.
Yes, to advance themselves,
Yeah.
to
Okay.
step forward, to maybe even take charge of that situation.
Yeah.
To
Okay.
diffuse it.
I mean, sometimes it's hard to understand when you link it to the time element that it takes for changes to occur, where people are affected or other human souls are affected so dramatically. But we just have to trust. We have to trust in spirit that you'll take that decision when it's right. Okay.
But also to trust in yourself that you have the strength within you.
Yeah.
Even if it is just an opinion that you wish to say to another.
Yeah.
To
Okay.
not hold
Yeah.
it within and to just express it.
Yeah. So in a roundabout way, it's like saying your own life is in your hands, but you've got to react in such a way if it's important to you.
Yes.
Not just blame it on other souls. Okay. Thank you.
Do not give in to the fear.
Yeah. Good. I like that one. Yeah, I do like that. Maybe hypothetically, but if everything is pre-planned, what's the point in choosing a life of experiences here on the earth plane? I'm not saying that's my thought process. It's just an alternative statement.
When you choose to go to the shops or to visit one of your friends, you pre-plan. But you can take different ways to get to that same goal.
Okay.
You might choose to go a different route on the way there than a different route on the way back.
Okay.
You might choose one way and get held up in traffic. It will give you a different experience to what you expected in the first place. Of just going from A to B. It is different. The same with your everyday routine. You can say you get bored, but it only takes one small change to do something differently. The time you
Yeah.
do it, the order you do it, it becomes a different
Okay.
day.
Yeah, that's a good analogy. I like that. Okay. But is that piece of information held back by what I would call life planners in spirit from even the guides?
I would say in my
Do
experience that would be yes.
okay. Thank you. I really do appreciate your honesty. That's great. Thank you. If I wanted to, Ari, could I ever elect to return to my spiritual home at any point in this life without having to commit suicide? For instance, maybe I'm in dreaming now, but if I wanted to, I don't want to, but could I ask for a portal to be opened so I could leave at my own convenience?
You would maybe know this better as astro travel.
Okay, yeah. But I meant a
Or is your now
permanent
fine
move.
a permanent move? No.
Okay,
Temporarily, or a visit, a short stay,
okay, yeah, okay,
a meditation could take
okay,
you
yeah,
and give you a sense of coming home, seeing something that does not frighten you, that you may think, well, I could stay here longer. I
yeah.
believe you have had a few more in-depth visions of these, giving you
Yes,
more
I have.
clarification.
Yeah, I have. Yeah.
As much as you wish to stay, you know that you go back to share,
Yeah, that's true as well. Yeah, I do.
which gives the inspiration for others to try and
Mm.
pass on.
I like to think that. That's good. Thank you. I don't know whether you can answer my next question, and I'm sure you'll tell me if you can't, but are there any major planned positive changes that will take place next year in 2023 that will affect human soul's life on the earth plane? Something positive, particularly, that will lift people's spirits, if you like.
I can say that there will be 3 changes. I cannot say what they are.
Okay. But they will be positive, yes?
They will be positive, and in 12 months' time, you will know these 3.
Okay, thank you. So is that the only good news you can tell me now?
There may be more, but there are 3 larger things to bring
Yeah,
positivity on a whole.
yeah. I meant for people generally,
Yes.
because, a lot of people are going, some more than others are going through some very tough times. But maybe we have to, for them to understand how well off they are in real terms. I've got mixed opinions. So
The only thing I can offer with advice for that, for people are finding tough times, is that try to remember that you're not the only one on that journey. There are others with you as well.
oh yeah, yeah,
We can get into the mind that everything, when you're even having a bad day, that it's just you having that bad day, even in your workplace. And you're thinking, why is it only happening to me? But you forget that somebody somewhere else is having the same day you are having,
yeah.
and that it will
No,
end. That day will come to an end and a new one will start. But I'm saying this on the smaller scale that just builds.
yeah,
It might be
yeah,
you spill some milk in the morning that just starts to escalate things. Then you may drop something later in the day, or bump into something, or forget something, and it turns out that you might say, that your day has been terrible, but it is just a little few smaller things and you're not letting it go.
Yeah. Okay.
And you let it build, then the next day starts and it happens again because you've not let it go from the day before. You have made yourself uptight, tension has
Yeah.
crept in. If you can learn to let each individual thing pass, and then if something else happens, let it pass. Try to forget what's happened
Yeah.
and do that on a small, slow time scale. Things will become easier
Okay.
in a general day, shall we say, or week.
Yeah. I mean, I'm in tune with everything you said there personally, but I think it will help others to hear that.
I hope it will.
Yeah. Sure, it will. As humans, then, should we do things on impulse, irrespective of the possible consequences, or how can we make sure it is the right thing for us to choose to do?
This is a tricky one to answer because it depends on the individual's life, whether they are part of a family with children or whether they are living a free spirited life.
Yeah.
If it feels good to do, then just do it. If it is unsure or it may affect others, then give it some thought. It is one of your more difficult questions in a sense. It might sound a simple question to you, but to answer it is very difficult from a I would say higher perspective in the sense that looking down on, I say looking down, that's not really the right words, but when you can see a bigger picture,
Yeah.
it is not so easy to answer.
Okay.
But yes, if it makes you happy on impulse, just do it. You are here to live your life.
Yeah. So, roundabout way, that answer presumably is similar if I said to you, what makes things or situations right or wrong for us?
Yes,
It's a bit
very
like
simple.
saying, if it makes you happy, it's right.
Yes.
No. Good. Okay, thank you. 2 for 1 there. There we go. How should we escape from the realities that some of us feel we have trouble living in?
I am being said to ask for an example, Neil.
It's not really, I don't feel like that. Okay. I've never been so relaxed at this stage in my life, to be honest. You're going to force me to give the same answer, give the answer as well, aren't you? Some people find themselves trapped in a particular job which they absolutely hate. They have family responsibilities, bills to pay, and they have to do it for their whole family's survival. It's very easy to say, well, don't do it, find another job, but it is not, in my opinion, that straightforward for people in some of those situations.
So the advice for this is to add some happiness into that day,
Okay. Yep.
whether it be a simple walk, listening to some music. Learn to switch off from that does not make you happy, but you know that you have to do it. Accept that at this point in your life, that is what you are bound to do. Again, you are not the only person that would be in this situation. I'm not saying this just to you, Neil, but this is just as a,
Yeah.
if
Sure.
somebody's
Yeah.
listening,
Yep.
that there are millions of people in the same position. If you can try and find some happiness in it, latch on to that. Yes, there are many that get up and do these jobs. Try to maybe sidestep it in the work you're doing, maybe a promotion, or see if you can retrain to do something as well alongside if possible. If time is tight with your family because you are too busy working all the time, is try to do something fun when you do have the time, or just to be together, even if it's just to sit for a meal. Play a board game.
Yep.
Go for a walk. Try to find the light within each moment. And as you find the small light, you will find it will adjoin and it will flow freely, and you will be in more alignment to inspire yourself to maybe move on and give yourself the confidence. What happens is people get into these positions not through their own fault, but just life in general. And it drains the confidence. You lose the confidence to move on. So
Yep,
if you try and
that's true.
find the light and the love and the happiness in a moment, if you can, even if it is a laugh at work with somebody, a joke, or in the home, if you're not working but you are at home looking after somebody or a carer, the more light you can find, the more happiness you can find, will help you with the confidence to move forward. It is because the confidence is low, the self-belief is low. Tell yourselves you can do it. Tell yourselves, I will move on from this. This is not going to last forever. Because it won't. I hope that helps.
I'm sure it will, Ari. Thank you. I'm sure it will. Speaking on behalf of our spirit circle, what advice do you have for us generally as a group or individuals as we move into the year 2023? Is there anything specific you would like to tell us?
You should all know it and all feel it. You are all family.
Yeah.
Do not be afraid to contact one another. There are many of you that wish to speak to one another, but something holds you back. Whether you're thinking, They're too young, they're too old, they're female, they're male, maybe their partners won't. Maybe your own partner will not maybe like you wanting to make connections with one another.
Yeah.
But if you feel the urge that you need to speak to that person for some advice or help, then do it. You've come together for a reason. You are in this family for a reason. You are there to help one another. Move on in your journeys. This is why you are brought together. It is not a coincidence you are where you are. You have come together. You signed contracts with each other. Do not be frightened.
Do you mean we sign contracts in spirit?
Yes, as a sort of sense.
Yeah.
In a human terms, you say it's a contract and you've signed a
Yeah.
contract.
Yeah. No, I understand that.
In spirit, you are family, you are friends. You have sat down in your non-human body, but yes, you have met. You are there to help and show each other. I feel a lot of you do this anyway, but for those that don't, or maybe watch these recordings, and
Yeah.
we do acknowledge this. It is us in spirit. We do see. We like to think that even if one person views the recordings, that will help them. There will always be something to help. Remember that little drop in the puddle, that raindrop.
Yeah. Yeah. That's what drives us to do this, Ari. So that's great. Thank you. As a group, are we still on the right track?
Yes, we believe so. We think that things will move forward in your next year. But this will come at the right time for you. And we look forward to joining with more of you. I would like to say as well that remember, if you do not wish to do this, like Adrian and yourself and other members that sit and let us speak through them, that we can connect with you if you just sit and peacefully in your own rooms for automatic writing, inspired writing, or just to connect with you.
Some of us, we know we do that. We know we are capable of that, and find it reassuring.
There are a few that hold back.
Yeah.
But next year I feel that they will, with your help, allow. Allow us to join.
Yeah. That's a positive statement. Thank you.
There are no flies on you, Neil.
That's the running gag, Ari, and you know it.
That never
I'll
gets
never
old
get
this side.
I'll never get over that, will I? I like it.
You can tell us to buzz off when you come and back and visit with us.
I might bring one with me. Oh dear. Simple question then, Ari. How often should we party?
Depends how big the party is. You could party every day. Everybody's party is different, but yes, always let your hair down in any way that helps you. We are looking forward to your party.
Are you going to join us again this year?
We are always there.
Good. As
They're
you
just
know, it
more
was
of
a late.
us.
Yeah, as you know, it was a late decision this year, but it's all come to fruition, so it's good.
It will be fun.
We try to make it fun, as you know, for people. A little bit of a distraction.
I hear there may be a pig's tail or two.
You have been watching me, haven't you? People won't understand that till we have the party. Oh, there you go. Too much information. Like
Could always
it.
add a trotter.
Oh dear. Love. In spirit, then, does life continue to significantly evolve in all levels on the spirit planes?
Everything always evolves. Never stays the same. Sometimes it has to take a different change.
Yeah.
But it will still be an evolution of what it was.
I mean, I find that encouraging, but, you know, that's just me, maybe.
Some people do
It's
not
like,
necessarily think these ways.
no, they don't. I mean, I know that when I talk to some of them, I have to be careful. Fear kicks in sometimes. Okay. Changing tack completely. Has the human vessel actually been designed by an alien race to enable spirit to attach a soul to it? And if so, are the aliens working with the creator? So are they actually helping the spiritual development? If they were involved, obviously.
Everything is created by the creator, so that in itself is spirit. But your answer to your question is, humans, are they part of the earth or are they alien?
Oh, well, back
The
there,
earth,
okay.
the earth is how can I put this? It is a place where lots of let's say you have a party and you say to each child or person to the party comes, bring something you enjoy that everybody can share.
Okay.
But the party is Earth, and others have brought things to be shared, to learn from one another, to learn to live with each other in all its different forms. So in truth, yes, there are, as you would say, aliens amongst you. Which are
Yeah.
you? But everything has spirit within.
But do those aliens know that are amongst us that they are actually alien to us, or do they consider themselves part of a worldwide community?
Some know themselves as individual and they're there for a reason. Others
Okay.
are almost like yourselves, living a human existence, or they live in their own existence,
Yeah.
not knowing what happens until they will pass.
Yeah. Okay. So in a way, they're none the wiser. That's what you're saying.
Yes,
Yeah. Okay.
they know they are different, but they still live in their life.
Yeah. Okay. I mean, there are suggestions, keeping on the alien tack, that aliens have previously abducted humans, experimented on them, wiped their memories, and returned them to the Earth plane. One, is this true? And if so, why do they do it? And does it still continue? And does it have spirits support?
I can say that the abductions do happen.
Yeah.
Don't forget that spirit are within all.
Yeah.
But whatever happens, it is for the benefit of the planet.
Okay.
I will have to leave it at that for any further answers on that one here.
Fair enough. Okay. Thank you. But just on one thing, was the human vessel ever meant to be a workhorse for other intelligent societies?
No,
No. Thanks. That's simple. That's lovely. Thank you. I read that somewhere, but I didn't really believe it. But anyway.
if that was true, Neil, you'd still be doing it now.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah. Fair. What does food of the gods mean to you, Ari? That's that sort of saying. What does it conjure up?
Pleasure in watching life grow and evolve. Watching life and living off the life's experiences and emotions. We all carry this back to the Creator.
Yeah, okay.
We're almost like food itself, but knowledge.
Yep. No, I like that comparison. Knowledge, yeah.
Like a megabyte.
Yeah. I'm not sure if I've asked this question before, but I'll ask it. If you have, I'm sorry. Is there a unique grid reference, like a spiritual GPS coordinate, which all souls from current identities are connected to and used as a central point for connections, both in spirit and to wherever they're living at this time?
No, because things are always moving. Connection can always be made.
But as I understand it, we leave a little bit of our soul in spirit when we go and take lives elsewhere. Is that true?
Yes, that is true.
Okay.
But you're always permanently connected.
Yeah. Okay. So that piece of us, that of our soul that's in spirit, does that have a precise location, or is it just floating in the ether? In my words.
You would perceive it as floating in the ether, but
Okay. Yeah, I didn't know how to describe
it is,
it, to be honest.
It is hard to describe. People
Yeah.
see it
Okay.
that when you pass, it is heaven, it is in space, it isn't, it's a different place altogether.
Yeah. Okay. I just see it as like a 3D matrix, but I mean, I can't explain that. I don't even know why I've said that. So,
Because it is another reality in its own right.
okay.
This is why you perceive it as 3D.
Yeah.
Because you are living another life, but living it in a different way.
Yeah. Okay. Where does natural confidence in the human vessel cross over to become arrogance and ego driven?
As soon as it becomes too much about the individual, the me, not the I, but the me.
Okay.
Those that say I am, or it's always different than it's me. It is in the saying and how they express it, but it is in the overconfidence that almost becomes a greed. within
Yeah.
themselves. That is the crossover.
Okay.
If you have one more question, I'll be happy to answer it, and then it will be time for me to go.
Okay, Ari, just one more. I'll just try something different. Yeah. When human souls turn to therapists, because we live in a world at the moment where the demand for counselors and therapists is massive. But when they turn to therapists, are too many of them ignoring the advice given by their third eye or their natural intuition or even their higher self, depending on how the individual looks at it? And are they just lacking confidence and self-belief so that they could actually deal with more of their issues personally? But what advice would you give to anyone affected, please?
You have pretty much answered that yourself. The advice is yes, it is to believe therapy or therapists and counselors, they do a good job. But it is just trying to unlock the self-belief in that person. They have lost everything. They've lost their belief, their confidence. It is almost like they've become a child, even when they are adults.
Yeah.
They've lost all sense of this. They've also lost their self, haven't they? And
Yeah. Yeah.
the advice is people must slow down and rest. Would be the two simple things I can say about love and all these
Okay.
other wonderful things. But the majority that do this, if it is not them physically rushing around, their minds are going too quickly,
Yeah.
too busy thinking of other things. They're not breaking it down, trying to add things on before they finish something else. Finish what you've started. Allow yourself to rest. You burn yourself out, then this is where it all starts. This is the only advice I can really give. Sounds easy, but it's not. But
No, I agree. But nevertheless, it's advice. Okay.
set your boundaries. Do not let others overstep them. Believe in your self-worth, I think, as well. This is where it goes wrong, I think. Losing your self-worth, where you just do what others tell you to do and not
Yeah.
stand in your own ground. A lot of this starts in the workplace. We see this. People think just because they pay you, they control you. They do not. They are no better than you are.
Well, thank you for your feedback, Ari. That will make this session will make a lot of sense to other people that watch this recording.
Thank you, Neil. Thank you for allowing me to answer your questions with my advice and teachings. It has been a pleasure.
You know, we've enjoyed it as well. So thank you for taking time for us.
Thank you from all of us here. It has been a great year, and we look forward to many more and the new year.
Yeah, I'm sure you know we're not coming together until the 4th of January in our time. So we look forward to trying to make a connection with you all then.
Connection will definitely happen, no doubt about it.
Good. That's great to hear and very reassuring.
Remember, we are always with you. We are but a hello away, is what I will say
Okay.
to all of you. Don't be afraid to call us in. By name or for just help or healing. We are always around and always ready. I will say Godspeed and love to you all, and enjoy yourselves.
And take our love back to our spirit loved ones, guides, and all those involved with the Spirit Circle, please.
I will, most definitely. Thank you.
Bye for now. Time for us now to finish today's question and answer session, everyone. We would like to thank Spirit for being here to guide us and working directly with us. That includes all our personal guides and for the additional advisors that have joined in here today to give us the benefit of their wisdom. Thank you for your continued support, which we all fully appreciate and value. We look forward to linking up again with you next time. Before we close the link, we hope you don't mind spending a minute or two of our time exploring our personal direct links with Spirit. 2 minutes until I call you all back into the room, everyone. Time now to refocus on your crown chakras, please. And as and when you have, click down to break your link with spirit. Move any residual energy you don't need down from your crown chakra to your brow chakra, onto your throat chakra, then to your heart chakra, and further down to your solar plexus chakra, and then onto your sacral chakra, and then down to your root chakra. Allow the surplus energy to move down through your legs and body to your feet, and ground yourself on Mother Earth, please. When you are sufficiently grounded and in your own time, gently and slowly bring your attention back into the room. Before I stop the recording, I will ask Pam, who sadly has had some technical problems tonight, to see if she has many messages from Spirit tonight. I just need to double check.
Okay, thank you, Neil. And I can tell you what I saw, unless Spirit join me now and give a message. I'm not too sure what the message is at this moment. And that first of all, they showed me a lady, and she was in the kitchen in slow motion, but it was a 40s kitchen and 40s clothes. Then after that, they showed me lots of TV screens, and that almost like they were hanging in space. So each one would be going like this, and it was sort of like all going past me, but each one had a very clear face in it. And that what they want us to do is to remember those who have gone, but not just at Christmas time, and that it's for all time. But while you remember them, they want you to be happy, and that there is sadness connected, and that, but they want you to be happy, because while you're happy, it will help those in spirit to be able to do what they need to do in spirit. It will also help you on this life, and that. So I'm hoping that will help you. And they want you to remember that even though you may not see them, you may not hear them, you may not feel them, they are actually there with you. And that's the important message, is that when you sit down and that for that meal, particularly at Christmas, and that is all members of your family that have passed on spirit are with you. And that some people like set a table, and leave that space there. Yep, do that. But there again, it makes it more obvious they're not there. But all they want you to do is be happy. Do your best to enjoy Christmas. Okay, thank you, Neil.
Thank you, Pam. Now, as we end this week's circle, I just need to make people aware that we are taking a break over the festive period, and our next recording will be for the 4th of January. So look out for that recording just after our session on that night. And for those of you that watch this recording before the 28th of December, Ari the Spirit did make reference to our upcoming party, Amadeity, on the 28th of December. So do please come and join us for a fun night, a light-hearted fun night. So we hope to see as many of you then. Okay, until 2023, take care and have a happy Christmas and a great new year. Bye from us all.